Welcome back. All right, I'm gonna try to make this quick. I should be reviewing the 5 hockey games that just finished, but I decided to go to Netflix tonight and check out the boxing and see because I haven't watched a Jake Paul fight, and I was like, hey, he's against Mike Tyson. Maybe Tyson will knock him out. But before that, they had a fight between Katie Taylor and another boxer named Serrano. Serrano should have won the fight. The announcers thought Serrano won the fight. The crowd thought Serrano won the fight. They go to a judge's decision, and surprise, surprise, unanimously, Katie Taylor wins. So, and they tried to make it like, oh no, it was a great match. Now there's some controversy. This is why I stopped watching boxing. I remember back in the day watching the big fight that I watched was Sugar Ray Leonard against Marvin Hagler. I was a Hagler fan, and I felt like Hagler fought a beautiful match. And then the decision went to Sugar Ray Leonard, and I was like, ah. And I started noticing that the judge's decisions, should you go there, certain boxers seem to get the preferential treatment from the judge's decisions, left a bad taste in my mouth, where I was like, well, I don't think that person should have won, but you don't have like an objective way to measure who wins each round. So, like, you can look at scorecards and be like, well, I thought that person won 10-9. They're like, well, I thought the other guy won 10-9. And the thing is, if they were split decisions, I might be less likely to go, well, that doesn't seem right. But when it's a unanimous decision, the funny part was, they say unanimous decision, the crowd starts to cheer, and then he said, and still your champion, and everybody started to boo. So clearly the crowd felt Serrano had won the fight. I felt, the announcers felt, because there weren't that many games on tonight, so I was like, I can pay attention to hockey and I can watch some boxing. And it just set me up for disappointment. Jake Paul beats Mike Tyson because Tyson's 58, Jake Paul's 27. I don't really understand. Like I understand the point is to make money. I understand there's a grift here. And I understand, too, that I fell into it. I'm part of the watching viewership, and they're going to talk about what a huge, resounding success it was for all the money that was made and generated, and Jake Paul can roll around in some more money, because Lord knows Jake Paul needed some more money. Did you see the truck he came out? What the heck is that? Anyways, lowrider trucks. Okay, so, all right. And then, oh, $1 million trunks. And people talk about, oh, THG takes too many vacations, and he's got $1 million trunks. I go to Disneyland once every 6 months, and I bring children one of those 2 times. Jake Paul's wearing $1 million shorts, and people are like, hey, that's Jake Paul. I I just don't, I don't understand. I don't understand. And my hope for Mike Tyson died in the second round. Second round, you could see he was gassed. He was done. He had a decent first round, and after that, it just steadily went downhill. Now, he was able to block a lot of Jake Paul's attacks. He still has the defense. The problem is, and the concern I would have is, Mike Tyson is absolutely a boxer who could take headshots, get concussed, and stay on his feet. So that would be the one concern I'd have. The good news, if you want to say that, is Jake Paul didn't land much. Like, again, it feels like it's a grift on Jake Paul's part. Like, he's not challenging world heavyweight champions in their prime. He is challenging a world heavyweight champion from the 80s, a guy who hadn't even boxed in 20 years. And I don't know that this proves anything other than people will buy the grift. And nostalgia is a heck of a drug. You know, there were a lot of celebrities there. I didn't think the announcing was great either. There were points where I was like, man, this announcing sounds really amateurish. Like, there were a lot of moments where I was listening, and I like Mauro Ranallo, but he was dialed up to like 20, and yeah, it was a tough watch. Once you realize that Mike Tyson no longer had the uppercut, because I used to watch Tyson fights. I hated Tyson, but I had nothing but respect for the fact he'd get in there, he'd get down, and he'd wait. And as soon as the guy came in, he'd hit the uppercut, and that was it. It's like, all right, he got him on the button, that's it, match over. And even though you knew it was coming, there was no defense against it. He didn't even try to throw it. He doesn't have it. And even by round, what was it, round 6, even the announcers are like, yeah, Tyson's got nothing. There's nothing here. He's done. He's done. So all that the Jake Paul fight does is show all of us that Mike Tyson's an old man, which we knew. He did his best, but he is no longer a pro boxer, right? Um, and again, all I could think was, if this was Mike Tyson from like the mid 80s, this would have been over in like 4 seconds. And some of the antics from Jake Paul prior to the match and leading up to the match, yeah, it would have been over very quickly. Um, and I don't think that one of the distracting things was Mike Tyson's mouthpiece, that he kept adjusting it. Morrow kept saying that he was biting on his glove. I don't think so. I don't think his mouthpiece fit because he was adjusting it when Jake Paul hadn't landed anything. And I know that like Mike Tyson's used a mouth guard before, so that was odd. And again, he just didn't have it. He didn't have the legs. One thing that Tyson was good at was if somebody was doing what Jake Paul was doing and chasing, Tyson would get them up against the ropes. He wouldn't allow it. He'd back them up with some body shots, get them in the ropes, and then it was straight. Now I'm a lefty, I'm a southpaw, so I'm trying to do that with the uppercut, understanding I don't think Tyson is. I think he's a righty. But not that you would have known tonight. So I kind of ended up feeling sad for Mike Tyson, even though, given his personal history, I probably shouldn't feel sad for Mike Tyson. But they brought him out, and he's just not the same guy. And I really just want somebody to be able to knock out Jake Paul. I really now no I'm not I am in my 50s as well. It would do no good for me to go in there. Although with me being so much shorter, it might throw him off completely. But yeah, I don't think that works either. Because every now and then I've seen people like, hey, maybe THG could have a boxing match with some. Oh, he could have a boxing match with Steve Dangle is the one that I used to hear a lot, and I was like, I don't think Steve and I don't think there's any actual desire to get in a boxing ring for either of us against each other, against anybody else. And when I watched Tyson in there tonight, I'm like, yeah, nah. I and again, so you guys can let me know, because to me it just feels like this was done for money. Like at the very end of the fight, Jake Paul bows to him and, double gloves out. And I'm thinking, man, if you did that to Tyson back in the 80s, he is clocking you. You're gone. Like if you, oh, I'm so respectful. Thanks, Mike. Are you kidding me? But Tyson used to box angry. He was violent. He was unhinged. I think part of what's happened with Tyson isn't just age. I don't think he's unhinged anymore. I don't think he's angry anymore. And you take that away and you add age, and you get what we had tonight. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below as always. Did you watch the fight? Did you enjoy it? What did you think of the ladies' bout beforehand? Was that a screw job or was it not? Let me know your thoughts. Hit like and subscribe if you haven't already done so. Now I got to review some hockey stuff. I just wanted to do this first. Thanks for all your support. It's greatly appreciated. I'll talk to you again soon.